Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I am here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So I've been helping people organize their homes since 2013, and the space that I get most asked to help with is closets, closed closets in particular. And it is the space that I love organizing the most. It's the most fun. I get to see a lot of really cute outfits, lovely shoes, and all that stuff. But I have a lot of things that I see my clients doing and I see other people doing that are keeping them from getting that perfectly organized space. So I'm going to talk about some common pitfalls that I see when I organize people's closets and tell you what to do instead to keep it neat and organized and beautiful. All right, ready? Let's go. All right, if you've ever seen me, ever, on my YouTube channel, you know about number one. Number one is I see all the time clients who have hangers, all different hangers. It's like the hanger they got from the dry cleaner, the hanger they got from like the grandma, the hanger they got from the store where they bought their dress at, and they just keep this hanger and they hang him in their closet, and they have all these different hangers. It's very like fun, different looking. They're all crazy looking and different, but they're all different shapes, sizes, colors, materials. And I'm going to tell you that this is the number one reason your closet looks a mess, is you have all these different hangers. Get rid of all those hangers, get all uniform hangers. As long as they are the same shape, size, type, it's fabulous. I have all of the same type of hanger. I have the huggable hangers, and I love these. These are flocked thin hangers, and they are great because your little thin silky clothes don't fall off them. You don't find them on the floor, and they are thin so that you can pack a lot more in. You can take a lot more advantage of the width of your closet. This is the number one best tip I have to make your closet look neater, is to just have all uniform hangers. I know it's like, oh my gosh, I have now go buy all new hangers, but I'm telling you, you don't have to buy the expensive hangers. You can buy just like regular plastic hangers, and as long as they all look the same, they're the same size and shape, they're consistent, it's going to make your closet look a lot neater. And it's going to be a lot neater too, because you're not, there's not like one fat hanger and one like skinny hanger. It's just get new hangers, just do it. And don't let me see you using the hangers from the dry cleaners, the wire hangers. I'm telling you right now, just recycle those, just get them out of your life, okay? The next thing I see all the time that makes your closet look a mess, and it is a mess, is hanging like the short hanging items with the long hanging items, and like have your sweaters, some of them on hangers and like some of them are in a drawer. Just group your like items together. This is especially helpful when it comes to separating long hanging items from shorter hanging items. Your short hanging items are your shirts, your shorter skirts, your blouses, those kinds of things. Anything that's short takes up kind of half your body. Anything that's a little longer than that, I consider long hanging. Medium hanging is not a word in my vocabulary. I've heard it thrown around someplace. No, it's either long or short. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, so all long hanging items should be hung and stored together, and all short hanging items should be stored together. And you can make little micro categories within those categories. I have like my blouses and my skirts in two different, short hanging areas. It's totally fine. Usually when I see when people have the different lengths of items together, it messes up the ability to use the vertical space to its best ability. And that brings me to the next point. I see people all the time that have this shelf and a rod. That's your basic closet, shelf and a rod. And they just use that rod and that shelf, and they don't take advantage of any of the space underneath the rod. And I'm going to tell you right now that that vertical space is valuable real estate. Anything you can do to take advantage of that space is fantastic and will make your closet so much neater and so much more organized. I personally am a big fan of the Alpha Closet system. This is something that I installed, designed, built, and it takes advantage of every single little inch of vertical space. If you don't want to go shell out for a custom shelving system, that's fine. You can get some freestanding shelving, stick it underneath that shelf, and then you can store your shoes there. You can store your pile of jeans there. Again, you're taking advantage of that vertical space, and you're not letting that space just go unused. It's begging to be used, just begging to be used. Another pitfall I see is that I see a lot of small items being stored on the floor, some deliberately and some not so deliberately. But my best advice to you is to use that floor space very intentionally, and small items often do not do well down there. We're talking about shoes, we're talking about little purses, little bags, scarves, ties, any of that stuff does not need to be, get it off the floor right now. Things that are actually good to store on the floor are large boxes or even smaller boxes. You can stick stuff inside that they don't get lost in the sauce down there. Suitcases, hampers are great as long as you get things into the hamper when you put them in. Anything that you can easily keep track of is best on the floor. That way you're not like searching around in a pile of shoes for a shoe. I actually used to do this when I was a kid. I had a pile of shoes on the floor in my closet and it was a nightmare. Every time I tried to find a matching pair of shoes, it was like, I mean, I guess I gamified my whole life as an adventure, but I don't want to do that if I'm in a hurry and need to get ready in the morning. So my advice to you is use the floor very intentionally. If you do get a shoe rack, just be very intentional with your use of the shoe rack. Be very careful with that floor space. Another pitfall I see is forgetting about getting ready. This is kind of like one of those extra things, but like I like to plan my outfits in advance. You know, if I'm getting ready for a big party or if I'm getting ready even the next day and I want to plan my outfit, I have no place to put that if I don't already establish a space for it. So I have this awesome valet hook in my closet where I can just grab, like if I want to wear this dress for like, you know, a photo shoot or something, I can just put that right there and that's ready for me the next day. It's so great. You can even buy these and have them just go over the doors. You don't have to install anything. They're the greatest. Just be mindful of like getting ready in the morning. I think that that's a great thing to have. And this is also a great thing to have if you want to establish a place for those interlopers. And that's the next thing we'll talk about is forgetting about the interlopers. Now, what are the interlopers? You're asking yourself. And I'm going to tell you, the interlopers are the things that you put on your body once and you take off at the end of the day, but you don't want to put back with the rest of your clothes, but you don't want to wash it either. Those are the interlopers. They often get thrown on the chair. You know the chair that everyone, you know the chair. Make a space in your closet that's specifically for these interlopers. I have this little area next to my drawers where I can just throw something on a hanger very intentionally, let it air out, do whatever it needs to do, or I can take it to the dry cleaner if I need to do that, so that way it's not in with the rest of my clothes, but it's not on the floor or on the chair. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I see often that doesn't work, it's a good idea, but I often find it doesn't work very well, is using those flimsy hanging closet shelves to put piles of clothes. Now, some people are good with this. Some people are good with this and they're good at like making the like folded pile and putting them in and maintaining how neat it is. But this often I find is not the case. Usually I find that when I get there and I see this hanging solution, it's like, first of all, it's sagging in all the little shelving cubes, and I find that people just like kind of stick stuff in there and throw it in there and just don't even really pay much attention to folding it and having it there. So my suggestion instead of doing that is don't buy those hanging closet shelves unless they're a really good quality. Just, you know, you'll know it when you touch it. If it's good quality, try it out. However, I think that an actual standing shelf, a freestanding shelf, is a much better solution. And instead of folding your clothes on that rack, try rolling them. That way, if you need something, you can just pull it out and you don't really disturb the rest of the pile too much. Rolling clothes and having, and you'll pretty much know which item is which, but I feel like sometimes rolling clothes is easier for people who don't like folding them. I am personally averse to any kind of folding. I hate folding. I think folding is the worst thing ever. I do it when necessary, but I am not a person that loves folding. You should know who you are and what your habits are, okay? And I think rolling is a lot easier for people. Give it a try, let me know. If you're a roller, let me know down in the comment below. You roll, fold, folding, rolling, rolling, folding. Another pitfall I see is storing shoes in the original manufacturer's boxes and forever, like never removing them from there. First of all, I see a lot of shoes with the label still on them because they're in the box and people forget about it. But secondly, you can't really tell which shoe it is if it's in the manufacturer's box, unless it's a clear box, which I've actually never seen. But I always sort of make a commitment to everything I purchase by taking it out of the manufacturer's packaging if it's not, you know, meant to be a permanent packaging. So I have these awesome clear shoe boxes from the Container Store. These are relatively inexpensive and come in a pack, and you can put shoes in them and you can see exactly what pair of shoes is in them so that you are never looking for a pair of shoes. They keep your shoes free of dust. They are modular so that they stack on top of one another, and they were actually really great to move. I just put shrink wrap around like a pile of like 8 of these and gave them to the movers, and I was like, here's a box of shoes, and they're like, wow, that's cool. So they double as like their own moving box and a way to keep your shoes neat, clean, and ready for you to grab when it's time to go to that special place where you need to wear the heels. If you don't want to commit to shoe boxes, you can also do a great solution over the door. I have this awesome Alpha door and wall rack that I love for my like less fancy shoes. For my more casual shoes, I'm just definitely like a sneaker and jean kind of gal, and I always want to have my shoes grabbable, so that way I don't have to lift a lid to a box and do all that stuff. That's okay for my fancy shoes, but for my casual shoes, this is a good solution. Another thing I find that really like causes people chaos, and this is really weird, but hanging your clothes in like all different directions is something that throws people off and they don't know why. The rule of thumb is that if you are right-handed, your clothes should face toward the left, and if you are left-handed, when you put your clothes on the closet rod, they should face towards the right. The reason being, when you take your clothes off the hanger, you can immediately look at the front of it and see whether or not you want to wear it. I didn't even realize this whole thing about left-handed and right-handed people until I started organizing left-handed people's closets, and I was like, why are all the clothes hanging the wrong way? And I was like, oh, that's why. So just be mindful of the direction that you're hanging clothes. Try to be really consistent about it. I know that there's a whole sort of decluttering theory about hanging clothes backwards on the hanger and then if you turn them around when you use them. We're going to talk about that in a second. One of the other things I found that really just stops people from having an organized closet is forgetting about accessories altogether. Now, I have a bigger closet, so I have a place for jewelry in my closet. I have a space for my scarves, my tights, and other accessories, hats that weren't really traditionally thought of as like going in your closet or making a space for in your closet. Don't forget about these things when you're organizing your closet. Like, set up a space for long hanging and short hanging and shoes, but don't forget about accessories, especially if you're like an accessory person. If you love your scarves or you love your necklaces or you love your tights, make a dedicated space for them. Don't forget about those. And going back to the little like trick about decluttering, hanging the clothes backwards on the hanger and then, hanging them the right way when you wear them and figuring out at the end of the year which clothes you wore and which ones you don't, I suggest that you declutter your clothes closet seasonally. Like at the end of every season, go ahead and declutter the clothes that just didn't get around to being worn. And my biggest thing that I see, and this is the biggest, and that's we say the best for last, is that every piece in my clients' closets who had disorganization problems was not their favorite. Everything in your closet should be your favorite. It should be like going to your favorite clothing store where you love everything. You're just grabbing that, you're like, that's cute. You're grabbing that, you're like, that's cute. You're grabbing this, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, beautiful. Everything in your closet should be something you'd want to wear and you'd get joy out of. Everything else is just filler. I mean, there are some clothing pieces that are necessary, let's say our pajamas or whatever, but your pajamas should be your favorite pajamas. So keep in mind about what's really your favorite in your closet. Just get rid of the rest, Get rid of the rest. Me, I like colors. So I have a lot of colored stuff in my closet, and everything in here is the cutest. And the stuff that I don't think is cute anymore, gone. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. It's time for you to sound off now in the comments. Let me know what your favorite tip was down in a comment below. Or if you have any other tips, let me know. Let me know down in the comment below. We are sharing, we are learning, we are doing this together. Okay, I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, stay neat. People are mad if you're not in the video. Look, you just want to go somewhere and take a nap, don't you? Yes, you do. You want to go somewhere and take a nap? He's like, please, can I take a nap, Mom? You want to take a nap in here in the closet? It's nice. It's nice.